up, CMAA? I'm Ben Lorenzen.
And I'm Andy Reeds from Champions Run.
And we're here in Omaha, Nebraska, ready for CMAA Virtual. We are so excited. Can't wait to see you all. Andy, what are you excited about?
I'm excited to meet the greatest mascot of all time, the Philly Fanatic.
Hey, and I'm super excited to see you all network with everybody in the industry. We cannot wait to see you guys, and we are so amped for CMAA Virtual. So with that, it's live from Omaha, Nebraska. It's CMAA Virtual.
So where are we starting, Kyle?
We are going to get started with the awards session. We are so excited to celebrate the achievements of our members and our chapters at today's awards session. That award session is even more exciting because we have a great speaker joining us today. If you don't know Dave Raymond, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn who he is. So our award session, as I mentioned, it's celebrating the achievement of the who's who of CMAA, from our amazing members to our amazing chapters and our very resilient industry. I mean, as we've talked about a few times already, that this year has been crazy, but we really want to take the time to recognize the efforts of all of those in our industry who have worked hard to, keep things floating this year, keep things moving forward. Dave Raymond is someone who is known as the best mascot in all of sports. If you're familiar with the Philly Fanatic, you might know who Dave Raymond is. That's all I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll let him tell the rest of his story, but this is something you don't want to miss, trust me. He's going to teach us how to have fun and use fun as a powerful tool in your brand or your club and your own personal work-life balance. And that's, I think, something we can all work on, right? Like we can all work on having a little bit more fun and working that into our lives. And this session is going to be presented in partnership with Club Car, who is a CMAA business partner. Now, we're starting the day off with a boatload of fun, but we're also ending the day with a lot of fun. So Melissa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the networking event for tonight?
Sure. Well, first of all, get ready to laugh out loud, chuckle, howl, guffaw, whatever you do, because you are going to laugh your socks off tonight. So I'll talk about the headliner in a minute, but before we start with the headliner, we are going to kick off the event and get started with an opening act, our pre-show cocktail and mocktail demonstrations with our friends with Club Procure, a CMAA education partner. So you should have received the recipes for tonight's drinks. Check your email. Make sure you've got those ingredients on hand. Act those as recipes so you can be ready to raise a glass, celebrate our amazing industry together tonight. And then we'll have a laugh out loud interactive experience with blockbuster comedian Sebastian Maniscalco. If you have not seen this guy, I mean, literally just cutting videos to promote him, I'm literally just dying laughing.
Yes.
We can't be together in person. We can't share a plate. There'll be no buffet line, but we can share a laugh this year. And laughter, as we all know, is the best medicine for what ails you. And so we cannot wait to get started. And we are so thankful to our partners with EasyGo, CMA strategic partner, for making tonight possible. So we cannot wait. So get ready, get comfortable, grab your glass, and get ready to laugh.
It's going to be so fun. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is a huge, exciting, we haven't had a comedian for our networking event before. That's wild. It's going to be so fun.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited. It's rare that I'll be honest, friends. It's rare that I get excited to, I'm not going to say stay up past my bedtime because it's not going to be that late, but in a way, stay up past my bedtime. It's worth it. It's worth it. So today, we have some dedicated Expo hours. You'll notice that on our schedule today from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Please note that there are no education sessions scheduled at that time because we want you to check out the Club Business Expo. Head over there, scroll the floor. It's not getting old. It's still great. Explore those products and services and chat with company representatives. You can pop into a Zoom room to have a conversation face to face, sort of, with them. as face-to-face as we're allowed to be.
Camera to
Or
camera, I think.
yeah, camera to
camera.
camera. Sure. Or you can simply request more information if you don't feel like having a conversation at that time, but you're interested. Head over to the Club Business Expo. Make sure you give our exhibitors some love and attention. They're here for you. So take advantage of that from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Well, it's definitely a busy day, and we've got lots of educational opportunities for you to choose from, and including our networking breaks. So whether you choose World Conference Unplugged and hear a little bit of music during your break, or check into one of the Ask the Experts, today's featured break is a discussion all about of what should be on your club's wine list. You'll have the opportunity to join Larry O'Brien to continue the conversation started in his education session, which is all about wine list fundamentals. So join the session at 3 o'clock. Even if you didn't attend his session, his education session, it's a great opportunity to kind of start the conversation. What are you seeing on Club Wine List, and what should we be seeing, and how should we be attracting new individuals? It's really interesting when you think about millennials and generational differences and what they're interested in wine. So it's a great conversation to have. Check that out.
I would like to know what I, as a millennial, am interested in.
Absolutely.
So maybe I will check out that networking break. I don't know what I like. It's fine. So Melissa, yoga this morning was fantastic. Christina did a great job. But tomorrow we want to make sure that you know about the fitness session, which is a high energy workout. So this morning was kind of chill. We rocked out to the 80s doing some vinyasa yoga flow. But tomorrow is body combat, which this is being presented by CSFA partner Les Mills. And if any of you have done any of the Les Mills programs before, you know it's a good workout. You are going to get sweaty if you try, I guess. But it's a great high energy. It's martial arts inspired. So you're going to be punching and kicking and punching and kicking. You know, you get it. You're going to be doing a lot of that. You're going to get strong. You're going to get a great workout in, and you will probably be sore. That sounds like a win-win-win to me. So make sure you check that out. That will be at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Eastern Time. So put that on your calendar and join us, because I think I'm going to be there. I love a good workout to start my day. So get those endorphins going and have some energy for the rest of your conference experience.
Well, Kyle, I think I'm going to skip that tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to get my walk in, maybe pop on the bike since it's been so warm lately, and log my miles. So don't forget to make sure that you're logging your miles every day for the Club Foundation Fun Run. We are so close, to all of our goals.
Yes.
To get us to San Diego next year, sunny San Diego. So definitely, if you haven't signed up, logged your miles, do that. The deadline to do that is tomorrow, the 11th. So you want to get those miles in. You can sync your beautiful Garmin.
Yes. Or if you have an Apple Watch.
You can sync that directly and have it automatically upload as well. So take advantage of that feature so you don't have to do the fun data entry.
Oh yeah, but we love data entry. Who doesn't love that? Me. That's who. All right. You may have noticed throughout the week that you have been earning points by participating or moving around within the platform.
Wait. Not education points.
No. Those are not the same thing. Not credits. Points. You're earning points by participating in all sorts of stuff in the platform, whether that was setting up your profile or adding a picture, or maybe it was visiting a certain booth in the expo. That's some gamification we've incorporated into your conference experience. So we want to make sure that you are engaging with all aspects of conference. Click around, check things out, navigate all over the place. We want to make sure that you are fully engaged. Fully engaged. And you may be able to see yourself move up on that gamification leaderboard. And there might be some prizes for that. So I would recommend, if you like winning things, and who doesn't? I like winning things. I can't win things for this, but I like to win. Check it out. Check out that gamification. Make sure you are clicking around and checking things out.
Absolutely. And we hope you have had the opportunity to show your association pride by stopping by the Pro Shop. You can not only see new designs and old favorites, but we've added in our new gear from CSFA as well. So if you're a Club Spa and Fitness Association professional, check it out and see what your options might be.
I think maybe one of these mornings, Melissa, we should pull out some of our CMA swag.
Absolutely.
I feel like we're part of the club. Club. I'm telling you, friends, these puns. Anyways, so okay, we're gonna focus in because I'm clearly making so many silly jokes. We want to make sure that, again, you're checking out the Club Resource Center. If you are looking to enhance your employee benefits package, CRC is the place for you to go. CMAA offers a 401k program for member managed clubs. And if you visit the CMAA 401k booth in the Club Business Expo, you can learn about how your club can benefit from this program. So head on over to the CMAA 401k booth and chat with Case Perlman, and he will talk you through that entire program and how it can benefit you and your club.
Absolutely. Great opportunity to take advantage of while you're here. We do want to remind you to say cheese and get your picture taken at the selfie station. This is going to help us document this incredible week and commemorate your World Conference experience. So today's selfie station is presented in partnership with Toro, a CMA business partner. You can access it anytime at the left-hand navigation bar.
Fabulous. All right, now it's time for our good news segment. We mentioned at the beginning, I mentioned that today is starting off with the award session, and we are going to be recognizing our members, our chapters, our industry representatives, everyone who has made sure that the club industry has stayed alive and kicking during this crazy pandemic. But this year, we are also really excited because we awarded the Club Executive of, I say we, Club Management Magazine, awarded the Club Executive of the Year award to everyone, to all of our members. And that is, again, in a world, in an experience, in a year of unprecedented things, this was truly unprecedented.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we're really excited to get to sit down and chat with Lee Smith, who served as our CEOY chair this year, and he's going to explain about what the thought process was behind making this decision this year, and what we wanted to achieve by making sure we recognized everyone and not trying to single out any one person. So that's coming up next. Following that, we are going to have a special presentation again from our friends at Royal Cup Coffee. Today we're joined by Joe Pavlicek, and he's going to talk to us about espresso, which is my favorite. So
the fuel that gets us through conference.
Indeed. And following that, we get to sit down and you get to hear the second part of our conversation with our friend Trevor Coughlan at Jonas for the Fast Five segment with Jonas. So thank you all, and please stay tuned, and we will chat with you again tomorrow.
Take care, friends.
Start the recording. We are now on the record.
Absolutely. Well, we are very excited for our good news portion of the podcast today. Today with us, we have Lee Smith, CCM CCE, the Chief Operating Officer at Forsyth Country Club. And Lee is also our volunteer 2020 Club Executive of the Year Chairman and a member of the Communications Committee. So thank you so much for being here with us today, Lee.
Thank you, Melissa.
So Lee, where are we talking to you from?
Melissa, I'm here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, as you mentioned, at Forsyth Country Club, where we're having a beautiful, gorgeous day.
Awesome.
Well, that makes you. I'm pretty sure it's not actively sleeting anymore, but it's gross outside.
Now, Kyle, this is the good news section.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're correct.
Complain about the weather. We love to hear the good news.
Beautiful.
So Lee, we are very excited with the good news for everyone who saw the January-February edition of Club Management Magazine. If you haven't read it, pick up your copy today. You'll see my disappearing screen.
There you go.
But if you haven't seen your print copy or the digital copy, the Club Executive of the Year for 2020 was awarded to everyone in the industry. So all of our CMAA members, all of our CMAA partners, and the greater industry at large. So can you explain to us why the committee opted to go this route and make that award this year?
Sure, Melissa. I think when the committee started discussing that and just looking around the industry at what had happened, certainly there were a lot of folks that really had stepped up to the plate, done some amazing things in their communities, for their staff, for their club members, for just the community in general. And it started becoming pretty clear that it was going to be a really tall hurdle to try to pin that award on any one person. And pretty quickly it turned into, hey, you know, there has been so much innovation and so many good stories that have been told around the country as to what we have done. There's also just a ton that haven't been told that we know that are happening. I mean, right? There are people out there in the communities doing things for whether it be the things that we saw, you know, in our magazine or otherwise it got the big headlines, or a ton of other things where folks were just supporting their staff when they're in their time of need, just keeping everybody safe, making their clubs a safe haven for their members, being innovative and creative, and the way in which the industry always does of taking folks' ideas and turning those into something that works at our own clubs just happened at warp speed. And really the whole industry just turned on a dime. It just pivoted a whole nother direction to become engaging. And so just celebrating the successes that the whole industry has had and what everybody has done was a unanimous choice by the committee. We felt like it was really the right thing to do in this historic year.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we saw a number of really impressive things coming into us at HQ. I mean, we got to hear all kinds of cool ideas, but what impressed you the most about what you saw from your fellow club management professionals in the year 2020?
I think just the leadership that was shown and really unknown times, and we really didn't know what was happening. There was an emergency phase. You know, I've put this thing down to my club into multiple phases that we've been through, right? There was that emergency time that happened here in our community for about 2 months when people just really didn't know what was happening. And so everybody just really stepped up, provided leadership to their staff, you know, for one, and making them know that we cared about them and we were going to be here. We didn't know what was going to happen, but we knew that we were going to be here and it was going to be a safe haven for everybody. We really, truly cared, you know, about everybody. I think the ability that everybody just pulled off and did some amazing kind of stuff, right? I mean, there was a club, I think, that on less than 24 hours of notice, turned their whole operation into a to-go thing and delivered across their community. Like, wow, how can people, you know, jump out of the box that quick and do that? And so just the creativity and the innovation, and then the real care and community support. And some of this stuff got national attention for folks that were serving food to hospitals and volunteers, really when they were on the front lines and people were really struggling and very sick and dying and things like this. And so many clubs stepped up and helped their medical communities in that way. And so there are just so many things, Kyle, it's just hard to pin it down to one. You know, I look around and I'm just so proud of what I saw from the folks I know and what I see across the industry in our region and across the country and network. It's really been amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's truly tremendous that we've seen clubs have always been important members of their own communities, and we've seen that across the years in different ways. But I think in 2020, it turned the dial all the way up to 11 on just how impactful our clubs and our members can be within their community, because you recognize the sort of the willpower and the force of humanity that's present within our clubs, and there's some really incredible stories that came out of it. So I thought this award given to the entire industry was really on the nose and very appropriate for this year, because everyone stepped up in such unique ways. I think it's also important for us to note that you know, CMAA partners were also included in this honor. Can you explain a little bit about that thought process and why that was important?
Sure, Kyle. I think when you look at what our vendor partners did to support us in our time of need, and when we really didn't know some things, and they stepped up in a big way. And countless webinars and information and sharing of information, helping us understand things like, the supply chain, for example, and what was going to happen. We all heard a lot about that just being at home. How much is it worth for a roll of toilet paper and all that kind of stuff, and what do we have to do to be ready and prepared. And so they really stood up and developed tools and resources for us that we really needed. And I think they picked up on that so quick that they pivoted as well, just as quick as everybody else. And so I don't think we'd have had the success that we had without those partners providing things like, mobile apps that were being developed really quickly, where people could order things that they couldn't otherwise pick up at the club, for example, or just getting the insight to know that I'm going to be able to have the supplies I need to be clean and sanitary, and know that I can get it when other industries couldn't. And we kind of had a leg up on that. And I know here at my club, I had people say, wow, I can't believe that you can do that here, because I can't get those supplies, at my business where I'm at. And we kind of had some insider views where we jumped ahead of that. And so that the whole relationship there, they partnered with us just like kind of like they always have. But to your comment of turning up the dial, to maybe an 11, I think our vendor partners really stepped it up and turned up the dial and gave us, the backbone and structure of what we needed to build on in a big way early on.
Well, I know, Lee, our biggest problem with this entire production was boiling all of this down to the article that appeared in the magazine. So we wish we had literally hundreds of pages, because there were so many good stories and good news of what this industry did to respond, and how important all of our clubs are for their communities, their employees, their members. Watching all of those folks and our chapters, and even my colleagues at the national headquarters, and everyone step up to really make sure that our community was well served during this crisis. So that was definitely our biggest challenge, to get all of that into the magazine. So if you haven't read the magazine, we encourage you to check out the story. And we can't thank you enough, Lee, for helping to explain and share the good news today.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Kyle.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. And thank you too for your service on the communications committee. It's always fun to have great members join us and lead these initiatives. So thank you as well.
Absolutely.
Hey, this is Joe Pawalczak here on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I work with Royal Cup in the Mid-Atlantic market, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and definitely enjoy serving the club managers in the DMV. Today's edition of the Daily Grind is looking at espresso and fantastic espresso drinks. We hope you enjoy it.
Espresso. There's nothing like this truly unique balance of flavor. To start, fill your grinder with Royal Cup whole bean espresso coffee. Grab a clean, dry portafilter and fill it to the top with finely ground coffee. Smooth out the top and clear the excess grounds to get a flat surface. Next, firmly tamp the coffee using about 30 pounds of pressure. Clean any loose grounds off the portafilter surface. Secure the portafilter in your espresso machine and put your preheated glasses in place. Select the desired setting on your espresso machine, then sit back and watch the magic happen. A high-pressure mix of hot water and coffee extracts a unique balance of flavors. And voila! Now enjoy your espresso. La vita è miglior con caffè espresso.
So the other thing that I really wanted to touch on was, in terms of data and understanding what's happening at your club, the idea of activity tracking, right? And the phrase that nobody wants to say, but everybody knows is there, is contact tracing. So this became really, really important, right? If by any chance you had an incident of COVID-19 at your club, you had to trace it back. I know here in the Toronto area, when things were open and accessible more so in the summer months, when I'd go to a restaurant or to a patio, they'd have to take all my personal information. What's your home address, The people that you're dining with, are they all in the same household? Leave us your phone number that you can be contacted, and an alternate number that we can contact someone in your party, all these things, because contact tracing is the top of everyone's mind. Now, that's one of the reasons that people, they join clubs for this sense of community and security, and it's an extension of home. So that may not be quite as top of mind at a lot of private clubs as it is in, the general public day to day. But we did see the demand for it and the questions about it. Again, we were fortunate. We had released an activity tracking application back in 2019 that just basically allowed clubs to report on the utilization of their different facilities. Right. So what they could basically do is have members punch in a member number or scan a card when they were accessing different facilities at the club that you wouldn't normally have to take reservations for. Well, pretty quickly, we realized that we needed to do some work there in 2020. And so we kind of engineered a report out of our systems that it combines all of the booking information with all of the activity tracking information. And it gives you that rough idea of who's been on site and when they've been on site. And, that's something that we definitely saw our clubs gravitating towards. We were in a lucky situation that we had products in place that just needed a little bit of extra help. And we were able to offer that back out to our clients at no charge. And it was a win-win. We're not calling it full-on contact tracing because obviously that's a hard thing, and it all depends on the way the clubs implement these things. But with those types of things in mind and those data points in mind, we're definitely seeing clubs want to take a closer look at what their members are doing and keep an eye on maybe who they've been in contact with and who's been on site on a given day. So that's another real area of kind of data creation that clubs are looking at right now.
Very cool. What a great resource.
Yeah, we think so. We were pretty happy to be able to turn that out, and obviously we had great reaction from our client base. So, we went through a lot of the same things as our clubs, right? As our clients. I haven't been back inside my office since March 13th of 2020. I've been working from home in what used to be my guest bedroom. I'm going through the typical things that anybody goes through right now. We're having our basement finished with a new home office because both my wife and I are at home full time now, and we don't know when we'll see the inside of an office again. So everybody's dealing with a lot of change right now. The technology that we've all implemented, we're sitting here on Zoom. Typically, for something like this, we would have been on site at the CMAA conference, sitting down, having a talk, doing a presentation, but it's a new reality for everybody. We're all kind of going through the same thing, and everybody's adapting to a lot of change and a lot of new behaviors.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Trevor, for joining us. We really appreciate your insight. And we know folks can stop by and talk with Jonas at any time throughout the event.
Yeah, we're always around and happy to chat with anybody who's willing to put up with us.
Thank you, Trevor. It was wonderful chatting with you.
Thanks very much, guys.